And it's
Welcome
live.
back, strangers. Tonight we're going to be discussing DNA testing kit mysteries and conspiracies. So it's going to be a good time. Glad to see you guys here. And yeah, also going to be, apparently, according to the script, we're going to be convincing me to do one for a video. So I guess we'll talk about that later. But my name's Blake. If you don't know, I'm one of the narrators / one of the editors for The Strangest. Good to see you guys. Hope you had a good week.
Yeah, I'm Ethan. You really danced around that. I thought you would dance around that more about not wanting to do the video, but I help write and edit some of the videos. It's a lot of fun. We're a paranormal and unsolved mysteries channel, and tonight it's a topic I've wanted to talk about like a lot lately because I found a video online about ancestry kits, about twins getting different results, and I want Blake to do it. But there's a lot of mysteries and conspiracies surrounding them that makes people like Blake not want to do one. Have you guys ever tried one of these ancestry kits?
Yeah, so spoiler alert, I'm a twin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. After seeing, hearing some stories, I'm a little afraid to do it. Because one, I guess my biggest fear is that it's a waste of money. My second biggest fear is that I'm just going to be incriminating myself for any future crimes I might commit. And I like to keep my future open for crimes. Because you never know, you might fall in hard times. And then if they have my DNA, it's like, I've watched enough Dexter this week to know they can track you. So
I actually read a stat today that even though there's so much DNA stuff going around, that you're like so much cataloging and databasing, that there's still a chance that like a third of crimes don't get solved because of the lack of between what do you call it, precincts and sharing of information and tests. Like there's still a third of cases that just slip through the tracks, and those were like murder cases. So you could literally, maybe you got a 33% chance to get away with it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't help the episode I was watching today of Dexter. They were talking, they were setting up random drunk driving checkpoints, but they were actually swabbing for DNA to catch the Trinity killer. So you never know. But let me catch up on the chat real quick. How's it going, Kenneth? You're always the early bird. We're glad to see you again. Hyperdrive, hello. How's it going? Amy Only, how's it going? Good to see you. Don't Jim. I don't think we've seen you here before, but welcome. Glad to have you. Who else? Stacy, good to see you. Sightless Sandra, always good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I was checking out some of your music earlier. Good stuff. Masudo-chan, how's it going? Good to see you. And I think people keep commenting. Hey, After Dark Analysis, good to see you. Everyone go check out After Dark at Sightless and anyone else that's a YouTuber that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, After Dark just released a new video today. It was on Medicine Men. Or yesterday. Today or yesterday. It was recent. I watched it. Really good.
Space Ninjalo, I'm probably butchering that. He said, biotech here, don't get your DNA tested. Lots of nasty in the fine print. I'm going to need you to elaborate a little bit on that. I need reasons not to take this test. Rebecca said, how did that work for the Trinity killer? Yeah, it didn't. But I mean, he did kind of get out of it. So anyway.
Dexter always gets his man.
He does.
Yeah. So, you know what today is? It's a celebration day. It's not in the title. It is.
It's not in the title?
Yeah, no one knows. Blake would know if he read further in the script, but
I didn't. For those who don't know, I am just as clueless to the script as you guys are. It's a surprise to me. Sometimes Ethan just puts fucked up shit in there for me to read.
Yeah, I really thought you'd really be against the whole video thing right away. So I'm like, I'm just gonna see if Blake reads this and says it, and let's see what he does. But no, today makes a year. Actually, technically tomorrow, but a year of us doing live streams on Friday nights.
Oh, cool. Well, look at that.
Yeah.
We do it for you guys. We really, our first live stream and everyone since was with the intention of getting to know the people that watch our content. So thanks, guys. You're awesome. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. So should we stop now or should we keep going? What do you guys think?
I think we should quit while we're ahead. I think this is as good as it's going to get. We need to just get out, take the money, take the $100 and leave.
Give Google everything, pay taxes, then we'll be fine with our pennies.
Yeah, I was talking to my parents the other day and they were like, so where are you going next week? And I was like, oh, we're going to investigate a mansion. And they were like, oh, does that cost money? I was like, yeah. They're like, oh, is the YouTube channel paying for it? I was like, No.
Eventually,
Yeah,
one day.
but I'm looking forward to that a lot. For those who don't know, I guess I don't know if we really talked about it much, but next week we're going to be hanging out with Michael Scott and Joey Adventures in real life, and we're going to be doing an investigation, and maybe we can live stream some of it if we have service. I think that'd be a cool time.
Yeah, we got to. Actually had lined up a live stream by accident next week because I'm really dumb, but I fixed that, corrected it to March 15th, so that should be a fun time too. So, but Slumber's in the chat. What's up, Slumber?
How's it going, Slumber? And Spaced Ninjalo said technically they could sell it to an insurance company, and if you have a genetic predisposition for an illness, you can get denied or have to pay more. Didn't think about that. That sucks, Ethan.
You know, insurance sucks, man. Who would ever deal with that?
Ethan's an insurance guy, but that makes sense. That sucks, though. Man, get denied for something you don't even know you have.
Yeah. I mean, everything, like, I've learned that life is kind of rigged against you. You know, they set up certain barriers to entry, so you gotta break through those no matter what. Everyone's always gonna try to take your money and fuck you out of everything. So we'll see.
He also said the cops only need to check around 23 different spots in your entire genome to get you. And yeah, that's probably going to be a topic in the conversations we're going to have tonight. So be careful. And like I said, I don't know why he picked this live stream topic when he's trying to convince me to get a DNA test. So
I'm actually trying to get everyone else to be like, yo, Blake, you need to do this because it would make a good video.
See, the government's already listening to me.
Yeah.
Didn't even say the name.
I was going to say, I'm going to know we made it when I get blackmailed by the government to do something. It's like, I know your search history. So,
oh, well. Okay, so what do we got going on tonight?
All right. Well, I was going to ask everyone, like, what do you like our live streams the best? Do you like it best when it's just me and Blake talking about something random, kind of like tonight, or when we interview a guest, or when we have a guest on, but also talk about something random, kind of like what we did with Mr. Ramsey, Mr. Reality, and Joey?
Or do you like it when we don't do it at all?
Yeah, we did that a couple weeks ago. So
yeah, that was very popular. I didn't hear any complaints.
Yeah. No. So do you think Brittany would do one of these ancestry tests?
She probably would if we paid for it.
Yeah, I mean, we would pay for it.
We would.
I'll pay for Brittany's. If you pay for yours, I'll pay for Brittany's.
And how much are they again? Like $200-$300?
No, they're not that much. The fancy ones. We'll get into this later. Like one's $100. I think there's one that's like 30. We could probably like do 30.
It's just gonna tell you you're alive. You're a white guy. We looked up your channel.
Yeah.
Hey Carrie, how's it going? Good to see you. Glad you came.
Yeah. Carrie said nice things about Rebecca in the chat, and so did Kenneth. In the last video, that was a fun one to film. So
yeah, I finally watched it today.
I was gonna ask, did you even watch it, Blake?
Yeah, I watched your video, Ethan, even though I wasn't there. My bad. Yeah. I was supposed to be, but I was really sick when Ethan was asking me to do it, so it wouldn't have been a good time for anyone.
We need to film a video tomorrow before we get drunk. Actually, we need to film you reacting to something, and then we need to film Jaren being Jaren.
That will be fun. And also, speaking of videos, I already sent it to Ethan earlier. I just bought, if you guys are interested in, tell us peoples if you're interested in watching this, but I bought it's the the Coco Loco challenge, and it's chocolate infused with a pepper that's supposed to be the hottest pepper in the world. And we are thinking about making a video. If we do it, we're definitely gonna make a video, but we want to make a video of us doing the challenge. And we'll post it on YouTube if you guys want to see it. So, and apparently there's a contest that if you post it and they pick you, you win a lifetime supply of hot sauce, which would save me a lot of money because I've become addicted. Like literally the Frank's Red Hot commercials. Have you ever heard them?
Yeah.
I literally put that shit on everything.
Yeah. I like the sweet chili lime. Is that a thing? The sweet chili Frank's Hot. Whatever, Red Hot. Space Ninja also jumping ahead, man. We talk about this. He talks about in 23andMe, and their founder is married to the founder of Google. Is it Sergey, whatever? I have it down further.
I do remember hearing that somewhere.
There's some conspiracies going on with this DNA stuff. I'm telling you, they want to know everything about you.
Yeah, Rebecca said I got several hate comments on the new video, so I feel like I did my job well. I don't even really see what you did wrong. except being Rebecca.
Yeah, you know, it was Rebecca right away when she's like masturbation.
I know. I was like, oh, is this monetized? Speaking of which, it is monetized.
It is.
But our other shit, our live streams every week somehow get demonetized.
Yeah.
So, oh well.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that video. The chocolate one. It said due to a lot of orders, it's 3 to 6 shipping days, so it shouldn't be too long.
Yeah. I think Brittany would be really funny if you guys did the ancestry thing. It takes so long to actually film it, though, because we have to film like it in like 2 halves, like you guys doing it, and then we have to wait however long you have to do it till we get the results, and then get everyone back together and film the second part. So it would take a little bit. We need to get on that.
Is it spit?
Yeah, I think you guys just swab your mouth. Depending on which, all the ones I read about, most of them you just swab your mouth.
Gotcha.
Not everyone has a lab they can just draw their vials of blood and just send it off.
I know. Let me just send them all the evidence. It's like, you want a stool sample? Here you go.
Yeah. So, what are your concerns with DNA tests, Blake?
Mostly, like was said earlier, I'm afraid that they won't keep the information to themselves. I'm afraid they're going to either give it to the police, they're going to give it to, now I'm worried about insurance companies. I heard a theory way back, I don't know if this is in the script anywhere, that I can't remember who it was that said it was some kind of conspiracy, but they were saying that these 23andMe or Ancestry things, they're going to hold on to your DNA, and then in the future, when we have the technology for, anti-age or age reversal, they're going to need our DNA to do that, and they're going to sell our DNA to us. They're going to be like, oh, we can do the surgery or this procedure on you, but we're going to have to use, we're going to have to sell you your own DNA because it has to be kept in a freezer or whatever. But they say they do keep all of it, all DNA in a freezer. So why would they keep it if they didn't intend to do more things with it?
Just imagine how much that would be worth if you had like a database of like everyone's DNA. That's some amazing stuff. I'd invest in that if I was a Google person and had the money to do it.
But the guy I saw, of course, it could be a total crackpot, but he believed that we were on the verge of the technology to stop death, like, in the next, 50 years. So would you buy back your own DNA if it would mean you wouldn't die? Or do you want to die?
I don't think necessarily. See, I've read 2 books. I'm trying to think of what they're actually called. God damn it. Well, it's called Homo Deus, but I'm trying to think of what they're titled. So let me look it up real quick. Homo Deus is the sequel to it. And it really talks about the future of humanity. Hold on.
Gotcha. I'll catch up on the chat real quick. After Dark said, honestly, I enjoy all of it. POD and I were talking, and we said we both learned a shit ton about creating when you have guests, even random topics. I learned lots of shit, and I'm so I'm happy either way. Well, we appreciate you watching, and we learn a lot of stuff too. It's really cool getting to see other people and how their processes work. Ethan always makes sure to ask them, is like, how do you do what you do? Is like, do you have any tips? Electra Hart has arrived. How are you doing? Good to see you. Cairo, good to see you. Space Ninjalo said 1 billion at least for sole control of that database. Wow. Homo sapien. Carrie said, I feel like if I did a DNA test, I would find out that I'm 80% pig. That's awful. You could be related to some royalty. You never know. Could be related to Tom Brady. Apparently his DNA gets around. Which, funny story, not really funny. You know the whole Robert Kraft thing that broke, right?
Yeah, the Patriot owner sex ring.
He kisses him on the mouth. Now think of all the, Asian massage therapists that he's been hooking up with.
It's disgusting.
Hey, when you get that old, I guess you just got to do what you got to do.
You gotta live a little. All right, so the book I was thinking of, Rebecca was right. It's not just it's Sapiens, A Brief History of Humanity is the first one. It tells the history of humanity, but it really dives into like the psychology and how, like, basically how we've transitioned to where we are now. Now we're kind of confused about like our lifestyle now. But there's a sequel to it called Homo Deus that really talks about how, like, most likely the people alive today aren't going to live forever. We probably have the first person alive that's going to live to like 150 or maybe 200. And we're probably going to get into the stance of where like 80 becomes the new 50, things like that, where people have second and third marriages based on life expectancy and stuff like that, where people who have genes or like really good genes are and decent money are going to live a really long time because they're going to be able to like pay for the treatments and they keep going. And it's going to create a culture divide, kind of like in the movie Elysium, where you have the rich people and the movie In Time, where they can live longer, and the poor people struggle with like disease and everything else. So it is really creepy. And this can be going on like why they're building these databases, almost to where they could create like a caste type system based off of your DNA, because they can see how predisposed you are, and they can see your wealth categories. And you can almost go into a thing with like credit, like how China's using like a social credit model. You can almost go into like a DNA credit model, so you that factors in your wealth, your genetic history, everything else, and like tier you into a certain space in life. It's creepy. That's a real thing that might happen.
My question is, in this theory, you said 80 would be the new 50. Is 80 still going to look like 80?
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like, there's some stuff that they've been doing in mice that can slow it down, but yeah, you'd definitely be kind of like slowly. Basically, you'd slow down aging, but not the most. But
when I think of 150, I think of like the grandma from the SpongeBob episode, Chocolate, just a spine and a wheelchair. Yeah, I can't imagine living that long. I don't think I definitely don't want to live that long.
But the longer you live, the more chances you have for like your brain or something to be uploaded. You never know.
That's true. But I don't know. What if we get uploaded? And what Ethan's talking about is like that Black Mirror episode. What was it? San Junipero? Was that it?
Yeah. Where
you just you can, instead of dying, you can just have your entire conscious uploaded into a database and live forever, essentially. But you know, they'd probably just fill it with ads. Like,
that's the reason why
going through life. Yeah, you just be going through life, and just in the sky randomly just pops up. It's like, eat more chicken.
Yeah, with your virtual currency. Also, a thing was that people aren't going to really be. They're not going to be immortal. They're going to be amortal. So that could change how people live their life. Like the rich people are going to be really scared to go places because they could still die from being like hit by a car. They just can't die from like disease or something like that. So,
yeah. Something to think about.
It is.
The future is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, but also going about, there are 5 common concerns for using DNA kits. Do you want to read them, Blake?
Are you sure you want me to read them?
I can read them. I just talked a lot, so I was giving you a chance to talk more.
Okay, I'll read. All right, so yeah, there are 5 common concerns. 1, hacking. Our information is constantly stolen in large breaches every year. What's stopping your DNA information from being targeted by hackers in these ancestry databases? Before long, you'll be able to buy people's DNA off the dark web. I didn't think about that. Number 2 is who profits off your DNA. Most people using these services consent to letting their DNA be used by preferred research partners by these DNA companies. But what do these companies do? What these companies do with your DNA once they have it is undisclosed. 3 is the company's situation may change over time, including their privacy statements, partners, and who knows what will happen to your DNA then. Number 4 is genetic privacy laws are not broad enough to determine who companies can and can't do. There's only one law that protects genetic privacy, the Genetic Information Act, that bans employers of insurance companies from accessing your genetic information. And 5, finally, the fastest growing concern is law enforcement knows that these companies have your DNA and they may want it. They're already asking, how do you feel about police having access to your DNA that you willingly send to a private company? Yeah, that's a lot of my concerns. Again, like, I mean, I'm clear with the, my legal status it's good. But I mean, if I ever had an incident, God forbid, I don't want them to be able to, link me to it. I don't know. It's just, it's down to the ethics of it.
Yeah. So I think almost now, like I was just covering, like I wrote a script for a video we're going to film with Jaren, like about someone who possibly got hit by a car. Even now, if you hit someone with a car, like if your car has like GPS and stuff in it, your cell phone does, they can almost triangulate that you were the person there at the time you hit someone, even if you drove away, if you were like unlucky enough to get tracked down. It's scary, the kind of society we live. You almost have to go like all analog to survive if you want to be off the grid and everything.
Yeah, real quick, Space Ninjalo, I just spit everywhere. Said immortality would be kind of weird if you didn't evolve with the rest of humanity 10,000 years later and you're in a zoo. That's a really good, not idea. That's a really good observation. Like, I mean, if you did live, you're not going to develop traits that the next generation, or the 100 generations are going to. Because I know they've already said like certain tendons in your wrists are becoming obsolete with the new generation. So who knows? That's pretty crazy though.
Yeah, that's a brave new world. The guy ends up in the zoo, or at least on display. So we'll see how it goes. So 2018 was a breakthrough year in using DNA ancestry testing databases to solve cold cases, with the first case being the Golden State Killer, who was arrested on April 25th after investigators found a match in the relative's DNA to the GEDmatch.com, which is a public genealogy website that you can actually upload your results to your DNA tests on there to help match your like family tree and build it. It's a public place. So investigators got the idea. It's like, hey, we have this DNA. We're going to upload it and see if we get a match, which actually led them to narrowing down and finding the killer. So since then, this method has been used to locate suspects in 28 cold cases and close many other like similar cases using this genetic database and others. So we covered the Golden State Killer arrest with Pink Spooky on our live stream last April. So would you have thought that so many cold cases would be solved right away using this technique almost a year later?
No, I didn't think about it.
I never thought the Golden State Killer case would ever be solved to begin with. So,
no, I'm glad he did, because I mean he was getting close to getting away with it.
Yeah.
So I mean, because he was already pretty old in a wheelchair, but I'm glad that at the very least he got shamed for what he did. It won't take back what he did. Yeah. I just think that the ultimate punishment was them putting on TV everywhere. It's like Golden State Killer found because small penis identified.
That happened. Yeah. But Apex TV's here with 1 million subs. Congratulations.
Apex, congratulations, man.
Insane. That's awesome for you.
That's a huge accomplishment.
Yeah.
So you're you're in a very rare company.
This is our first time we've ever had a person with 1 million subs comment in a live stream or anything. Thank you.
Calm yourself.
I know. I'm just fully erect.
But yeah, we actually had a live stream a while back with Apex. We need to have another one.
That'd be
good
fun.
Time. We don't talk about time travel nearly as much as we should.
I actually wrote. I didn't write it. I started an outline of a time travel type video, but haven't finished it. There's a lot of half-assed things I've done, so
one day
we'll see. But so, do you want to read the next part about Virginia and its role in the DNA testing?
Absolutely. Let's see.
Virginia is actually a big place for this.
Again, you're trying to get me to do this. All right. So nearly a month. Wait, is this?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I'm right. I know what I'm doing. Nearly a month later, Parabon Nanolabs in Virginia announced that it had used a GED match to identify William Earl Talbot II, 55, as a suspect in the 1987 murder of a young Canadian couple, 20-year-old Jay Cook and 18-year-old Tanya Van Kugelenberg in Washington State. The identification led to Talbot's arrest. Over the next 7 months, Parabon used crime scene DNA and GED match to identify suspects and persons of interest in 25 other cold cases, and one fresh case and turned the names over to law enforcement agencies who paid for the research. The names of suspects in 6 of the cases haven't been publicly released. Parabon Nanolabs Incorporated is a company based in Reston, Virginia, that develops nanopharmaceuticals and provides DNA phenotyping services for law enforcement organizations.
Yeah. So, right here in Virginia, and considering that California, where the Golden State Killer happened, and then Virginia with this, they actually have the 2 largest criminal databases. So it's interesting that even with like the real private databases are playing, that these 2 states are still playing the biggest role in catching criminals. So,
got to be known for something.
I know. Reston, it's a really, really nice place. Like the difference between like Northern Virginia and where we're from is like night and day.
Yeah, we're it's like a completely different place. We're South Virginia.
Yeah, yeah, we're so like literally the bottom of the barrel. So
Mr. Ramsey, how's it going? He said, watch that full 30-second ad for you guys. You get the real MVP. How's it going, Johnny? Good to see you. We need to check out your new video. I saw you're dropping one tonight, so everyone be sure to check him out. And also Mr. Ramsey, he did a video for us 2 weeks ago. I believe it was 2 weeks ago. I lose track of time. But yeah, great stuff. After Dark said, working on organizing and completing what feels like a million unfinished scripts. Know what that feel. Yeah, we have a lot of unused ideas and footage that we just kind of sit on until the day comes. Apex said, hi, Johnny Ramsey, and thanks for the kind words. Keep up the great work. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. You keep up the great work. You got to keep going. Can't stop at 1 million. You got to get on that Shane Dawson money. Get up there. What does he have now? Like fucking 20 million?
Apex TV's live streams literally could be like a space coast to coast type thing. It is interesting. It's fun to watch. We need to step up our production.
Yeah,
we need backgrounds. My uncle always tells me. I actually have some ideas from IKEA for mine, but I haven't gone further. But
I like to keep people interested in watching the background, because maybe someone just comes in that door and just murders me. I want to be on a top 10 list of like YouTubers that died on stream.
Navi just tears up everything.
That's what you're doing right now. Oh my god, did you see that picture? It's awful,
dude. Her face.
I'll see if I can share that in the chat. But yeah, I'll look it up. Rebecca said they had an Ebola breakout in Reston. That's not good. Oh well. Oh well. Space Ninjala said, wait, did I hear y'all right that the company used the phenotype? That's beyond scary. That that they made a police sketch from your genotype. Yeah, that's what it said.
Yeah, they're actually funded by. There's a whole lot about that company. I'll post it in the chat because, I posted a little tiny summary, but you can read a lot about it online. They're a really interesting or scary company. The stuff that they do and how they're funded, and they've grown a lot. So, and most companies in Northern Virginia, they're a lot like funded by that military money or backed by the government money. So. Yeah.
Apex said the moving backgrounds are a great idea. Hopefully the men in black don't come in and kidnap you. They will if we keep talking about these conspiracies. They're going to be trying to shut us down. Then they'll take our DNA.
They were striking. YouTube was striking Momo videos.
I think it's funny that that's just coming up, because that's been around for a while and it kind of died. But now people are bringing it back because Momo was all over the place.
It's because they're trying to distract you from like the political picture that's happening. So they're like, let's just freak you out about these other things. This is a thing, guys.
But have you seen all that stuff that kids watch, like the Spider-Man Elsa videos where they're just like pooping and stuff? Like people haven't noticed, parents haven't noticed that yet. Yeah. So I don't know.
I was actually talking to someone this week about parenting and everything. Like, I'm really scared to be a parent one day. But I can only imagine being like the person that like throws a iPad at them to shut up, and they end up watching something crazy like that, and then you're just a bad person after that. Like, how do you deal with that?
Exactly.
It's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah. Wednesday Raz91 said, hi everyone, a newbie here. Keep up the good work, loving your stuff. Thank you. Appreciate it. We're glad to have you. We hope you stick around. Electra Heart said, on the topic of Men in Black, the song from the movie was #1 the day I was born. That was a good movie. I mean, and a good song. I like that song. When did that come out? We're going to guess your age.
Like 97, 99?
Man, we're getting old.
Maybe sooner. I don't know. There's been 3 Men in Black movies. I actually like the original 3. I don't know about this international one. So
yeah, it's got a real Ghostbusters feel to it.
It does.
Like the bad one.
I just know like someone posted the idea, the plot that Liam Neeson's like the agent that's going rogue and he's the bad guy in the end. And I'm like, I can totally see it now.
Liam Neeson? Yeah. Oh yeah. I was hoping that Will Smith would be in there, like, let him be a rogue. That'd be cool.
I don't think
he's a rogue for a good reason. I don't know. Corruption in the agency.
Did you hear what
versus in lockers?
Did you hear what Men in Black was originally supposed to be if they secured the rights to it?
No.
It was actually supposed to be a 21 Jump Street sequel spinoff where they become Men in Black agents. Sony pitched that and was trying to get the rights to it, but it fell through.
You did tell me about that, actually.
Yeah.
Like I would have been really excited about that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Well. Good job, Ethan. She said it came out in 1997. Ethan knows his random trivia.
I love Men in Black. I watched it with my mom as a kid. It's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, so what we got? Navi's just tearing apart. She found a squeaker, so that's why it keeps like making noise in the background. Sorry, guys.
Okay, law enforcement in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, was working along with Paragon Labs, used the same GED match website to identify a relative of a murderer in a 1992 sexual assault and murder of school teacher Christy Murak in her home in East Lampeter Township. Raymond Charles Rowe, that's funny, they always use the 3 names for a killer, also known as DJ Freeze, was arrested in June 2018 for the crime. He and Murak frequented some of the same clubs, and Rowe's route to work took him past her apartment in Lancaster County. District Attorney Craig Stedman said that Rowe did not provide a motive when he finally confessed to the crime once they got him off of the DNA testing. And right now he's been sentenced to life without parole. So what do you guys think? Well, there's also more of these using we have like 5 or 6 more of the GED match cases. Maybe more. Damn, there's a lot. Blake, just pick some favorite ones you want, so it's not...
Cool. First, I'm going to just catch up on the chat real quick because there's a demand. But yes, Carrie, that movie, the 21 Jump Street. My name's Jeff. Masudo-chan said Pokemon Anniversary was a few days ago. It's 23 years old. Did you see they announced a new Pokemon, Ethan, for the Switch?
And then Sword and Shield.
Yeah, which I didn't expect a trailer for it so quick. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm waiting to see the legendaries, but excited about that. Johnny said, "Let the puppy make an appearance." I love your talk. Electra said, "Show the pupper." So okay, I'll show the pupper, and I'm gonna go ahead and warn you. And I was going to show the picture, but I guess I can just show this. Navi got a toy and destroyed it. So my room is covered in fuzz. But let's see what's going on. What did you do? Look at all that. There was a firefight. Yeah, she's pretty... oh, she still got the toy. You got the evidence. Yeah. So that's Navi for anyone that hasn't seen her. But yeah, so next one on the list... I'm just going to read the next one that you had. I lost it, Ethan. Where was it? Oh, God, where'd it go?
There's one in North Carolina.
Law enforcement officers also used GED match to narrow down suspects to 2 brothers in the 1986 rape and murder of 12-year-old Michelle Welch in Tacoma, Washington. Gary C. Hartman, one of the brothers, was arrested and charged in June 2018.
Yeah, so basically the way they got those guys is they went up to both of them and started like acting like they were guilty and waited to see which one broke down and confessed. So that's how they got them. The one guy that confessed out of it too. So,
wow.
So if that ever happens to you, apparently it's because your relative. If you don't know what happened, it's because a relative did it, and they're seeing if you're the guy or not, or girl.
Well, that's scary.
Yeah.
But okay, I'll read another one since you read a long one. So GED match was also used to identify the murderer of 40-year-old Virginia Freeman in Brazos, Texas, and I'm probably mispronouncing that, in 1981 as James Otto Earhart, who had been executed in 1991 for another murder. Looks like this GED match is a little bit nefarious.
Yeah, I mean, it's a free public database that was basically created to share and like get genealogy better. And the police have kind of found, like, ever since the Golden State Killer, they found that they could do a lot of good deeds doing this by matching the DNA from these tests. Like, this is further in the outline, but I actually got the idea from this when we did our Valentine's Day video. I never finished it, so I posted the half-ass version of it on Discord and our Patreon. That case was actually solved by like DNA, by the GED match. What happened was the guy who got caught was swabbed at a traffic stop, like you said, and they kept that DNA on file because he was stopped and profiled because he matched the killer profile from another crime. He wasn't ever convicted of that or completely matched, but they had his data. They had his DNA database and on file. So when the idea came to go back through and match it to these databases, they pulled it all through, ran all this these DNA through it, and found that this one guy matched his relative that had used the database they found out he was just like a hitchhiker that apparently just went through towns and killed people. And then he ended up committing suicide in 2011, like a year after he like raped and murdered someone.
Mm. That's all. That always sucks. I mean, it sucks when anyone commits suicide, but I hate when it's someone who did terrible things. It's like taking the easy way out. It's like you should have to pay for what you did, even if jail's not as bad as it used to be or it could be. You know, still pay somehow.
Yeah, the only way he was any way relevant was like this crime. If not, he would have just been someone who disappeared off the face of the earth.
Hmm.
Creepy.
It is. All right, do you want to read one?
I just told that. I just explained the story.
Oh, that was actually one of them. I wasn't reading it.
I mean, it's way further down the line. So.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna just pick one then because there are a lot of them. Oh God, you said like 6. There's like 16 of them. I'm
sorry. This was actually I made this outline, and when I was running out of time, I just copied and pasted this list.
That's all good. All right. So in August 2018, Daryl Dwayne Bowden was charged with being the Ramsey Street rapist, a serial rapist who assaulted women in Fayetteville, North Carolina, from 2006 to 2008. DNA samples uploaded to GED Match were linked to him. Also, in August 2018, Michael Henslick was arrested as a suspect in the murder of 22-year-old Holly Casano in 2009 in Champaign, Illinois, after DNA evidence left at the scene was linked to him through GED Match.
You were near Illinois, so how was your trip to Indiana? Did anything sketchy happen?
I mean, just being in Indiana is a little sketchy. Yeah. Nah, it was fine. It was snowy, cold, but and on the way back, I stopped at the Mothman. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did. So, like, was Brent just okay with you stopping? Was that along the way, or you were like, we got to stop?
Oh, he's the reason. We were actually my coworker went with me, and he's really into paranormal stuff. And on the way home, I was like, do you know anything about the Mothman? He's like, oh yeah, I watched that movie 7 times. I was like, you want to go there? And he's like, what? And it's literally just a 5-minute detour. So we just went at night and just let him see the Mothman statue. And also I found out something interesting that I should have already known. But he was talking about how he was driving through West Virginia one time in the area we were, and he came upon this little town with a monster story. And it's the big green monster. It's the video that we did on cryptids, like the big green monster with the red eyes.
Yeah, the Flatwoods monster.
Yeah, we could have gone to see the Flatwoods monster. Apparently, it's not too far from where we were. One day. I mean, I'm not going to be in Indiana for a while, so I'm not going to be on the way back. But one day we'll do it.
Now, there's up closer to like the northern West Virginia, which we haven't really been. Like up there, it's like actually a 4-hour drive from where we were, where the like Eastern State Penitentiary is, and a few other things, or Appalachian State. I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's that, and then there's another place that we need to go. There's a few Civil War battles, and Harper's Ferry. There we go. And we could get some really good footage and do some really good ghost tours and spend a weekend there. It's just like a 6 or 7 hour drive from where we are compared to like the 4.5 hour drive, 5-hour drive by going out where like the Mothman is.
Yeah, we can do it though. Oh, hey, PSPR Paranormal Pursuit. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. We're doing well. I think we're good. But yeah, let me pick another one. There was another one on here that I saw. Did we already talk about the Fort Wayne one? I saw Fort Wayne somewhere.
We did. We actually did talk about that one. And the others.
I've been to Fort Wayne.
Have you?
Yeah, that's where I stopped at a zoo the very first time I came back from Indiana, and it was the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo.
Oh, it had red pandas?
Yeah, they had red pandas because we stopped there because we saw the billboard and it was like Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, so we figured they have like goats. But we got there and it's actually the biggest zoo I've ever been to. So it was a pretty cool time. But yeah.
So what cases would you most like to see solved by DNA like databases or using the same DNA method?
The Zodiac.
Definitely the Zodiac. There was actually someone who teased online right after the Golden State Killer thing was solved, saying like the same method was used on the Zodiac and they would know weeks later, and I never heard anything else about it.
I guess it didn't work out. But I mean, that's such an iconic one. It's almost it's almost sad not being able to put a face to the person. Like, because I mean, by this point, it's probably going to be a mystery forever. So,
Yeah.
but such a to go down in history as the most iconic, serial killer. I think everyone knows who the Zodiac killer is.
Have you watched the movie The Zodiac?
No, I always wanted to.
What?
I know. I need to catch up on movies. But yeah, Space Ninjalo said also Zodiac. What are some other killers that never got caught? I can't think of any right offhand.
Oh, the Sumter Does. Someone actually posted
yeah.
that today on a comment that said, like, why haven't they used this DNA database smashing? I'm like, that's a coincidence because we're going to talk about it this week. So the Sumter County Does in South Carolina, we did a video on it, and they were like these people who were unknown, got murdered, like this couple, and no one knows who they are. And there's a theory that they're like from a third world country, like in South America. So that might be a reason why their DNA might not show up in an ancestry database. But still, there's also a theory that they were like rich Canadians. So you never know.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper, if we're dreaming. Yeah, we did a video on we did theories of Jack the Ripper, I think. And yeah, that one's probably long gone. He's pretty much just Jack the Ripper has kind of become its own enigma. So, I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be cool to know, but unfortunately, I don't think that one's ever going to get solved.
Yeah. So Amazon announced that its ancestry DNA, genetic testing, ethnicity, whatever, was one of the top 5 best-selling products on its website during Black Friday and Cyber Monday in 2018. So a bunch of people are doing this and sending their data in, and they're buying it for their relatives and their friends to go on and do. So they're getting a lot of people's data or DNA.
Yeah. And the guy I rode with, he told me that he was excited to get home because he had gotten his results in. So, and I also saw a video on Facebook. It was like things only white people say. And it was like, oh, great, I got my 21andMe results. So we'll be the white people and go ahead and I guess we'll have to do that test. I don't know about the $100 one, but maybe the $30 one.
I was going to say the $100 one. Well, at least that's what it's listed on Amazon. I don't know what kind of deal they were doing during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Right now it's $100. It only has a 3.8 star rating out of over 4,000 reviews. There's 21% of the reviews are 1 star. They're mostly actually left by like Asians who complain that that results aren't accurate. They usually say they're from the wrong area of Asia. I don't know.
But what happens if my sister and I take that test and it does come up different?
That's what it's happened to a lot of people. And actually that's a conspiracy at the very bottom of this is technically there's no rule or law that says the results they tell you has to be accurate. You're just paying the no. And they could just be bullshitting you. We could have this service, Blake. You have a lab. We have a lab. We could just make shit up.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like we could be paying for bullshit and then just volunteering our DNA. So
a long con.
Yeah, so like what if I just gave it like Navi's DNA? Like I wonder if they even check it on hand and they just put it in stores so they actually like give me it's like, oh, she's Caucasian.
It's like a fortune cookie generator. It's just random. They don't even check. It just generates random.
Oh, speaking of that, I got Chinese this week and it said something, my fortune cookie said something great's going to happen on Friday and we're running out of time. So it must be happening pretty soon. Maybe it's this live stream. Maybe it's this live stream. Let's see. Space said Nat Geo has a test and they have the best privacy out of all of them that I know of. I wonder how much that one costs. Let's see. I'm obsessed with serial killers. Yeah, I think everyone here is. I mean, serial killers, it sucks to idolize them. Not idolize, but I mean, they're very interesting. I like knowing how people tick. So I'm always interested in learning more about them. Caucasian dog, yeah. She's got some Caucasian, Siberian. She's got all sorts of stuff going on. So, are we still reading those off? You want to keep going?
I was going to say, all right. So, according to this, the best-selling one on Amazon, it's top 5, like what they say on its product page. It's why you should get it. It's the #1 selling consumer DNA test with millions of people who've made over 1 billion family connections, finding out their history. Only Ancestry DNA can estimate your origins to more than 350 regions around the world. All these claims also have apostrophes, meaning that there's some details you have to read more about that I didn't include. But you get 2 times more geographic detail other than any other test. So you find out more about everything. And Ancestry DNA is the only DNA test that provides the recent migration paths of your ancestors and the story behind their journeys. Substantiated by Ancestry DNA, May 2018 report, Ancestry DNA highly discourages the purchase of our DNA kit from unauthorized resellers. So apparently people might fake these tests or send it off. To ensure the best experience and service, please purchase directly from Ancestry DNA official kits from that, and make sure fraudulent purchases are not resold through Amazon, and that they should be reported and deactivated. And they may not be eligible for a refund. So apparently people fake this. See, there's a big underground market about these tests.
Yeah, all you'd have to do is just Google their information. Most people have a Facebook. Just look them up and give them some bullshit. I'm going to pronounce your name wrong. I'm sorry. But El Mestizo in Francia said, random question, sorry, but what's your guys' ancestry? That I know of on my side, my mother's side is Scot-Irish. My father's side is Native American. So that's all I know. I'm sure that Ancestry will tell me much different.
So. I can tell you an interesting thing about mine, or a theory. So there's a theory that my family originates from Western Virginia, the Appalachian area. And there's a theory where Melungeon, which is an offset of people who are stranded in America from shipwrecks and stuff. And then they met Native Americans and populated. So in the Appalachian area, there's sects of white people mixed in, and they became Melungeon. And then they have variations of the name Horton, Norton, Dorton in that whole area. So it's a theory that people try to say exists, and it actually came about by people doing this genetic tracing lineage back. I mean, our name dates back to the early 1700s in America, but they say we've been here longer. Most of this is probably people just getting off to doing these retired people doing ancestry traces online. I don't think it's real. So
one way to find out.
I know, but supposedly if you look up Melungeon, it is a real thing. Supposedly a real thing. And Horton, Norton, Dorton is because they changed, because apparently they were discriminated. Because back in the day, if you had a mixed race, you'd be considered like Native American or something instantly. So that's why they did the variations of the name. So that's why you have 3 or 4 different versions. So I don't know. I don't think it's real. But
never know. Hey, White Owl, good to see you. Sorry you're heading out, but good to see you. I definitely want to send Navi saliva. I don't know. Will they retest? Will they send you another kit? Be like, oh, sorry, we'll do it again for free. But yeah, I don't know.
Enjoy dinner. Enjoy that reservation.
Dinner. Good to see you. Nino Pisano, how's it going? Good to see you. Carrie said, I'm Irish and Canadian. Nothing too interested,
White Owl, she's still here. Phantom of Darkness was supposed to be going to Seattle soonish. So
we need to go to Seattle one day. Electra Hart said, I'm an eighth Scottish because I have Scottish backgrounds on both sides of my family, and then I also have some South African and Lithuanian. That's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't know if I got results and it was oh, you're 1/10 Antarctican. I don't know if I'd actually believe it and actually tell people. I'm just so used to saying I'm Scot-Irish. But the funny thing is my twin sister is completely different looking. I mean, of course we're fraternal, but I mean, she has a very tan complexion. If she would definitely personify the Native American side of our family more than me. I've definitely got Scot-Irish going on up here. But I don't know. It'd be cool to know. But again, you don't know for sure if it's real. So,
yeah.
But anyway, so did you know that there are 5 major DNA testing companies? There's Ancestry DNA that has the largest DNA database. 23andMe is a more budget-friendly option that has the second largest DNA database. Number 3 is family tree DNA. Number 4 is my heritage. Number 5 is living DNA. Which one would you choose? If I had to do one, I mean, I've always kind of thought that Ancestry DNA and 23andMe were the ones to trust, but those are, I guess, the most popular. I don't know. 23andMe is like the hot topic right now, it seems, but Ancestry's been around longer.
Yeah, probably for our video it would be 23andMe since it's the more budget-friendly option. So
we can do that one then.
We'll see.
I'll ask Brittany and see if she wants to do it for a video, but I'll have to make her get on the video to do it. So that's another struggle.
She'll be fine. It might help her find a new husband.
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
Yeah.
So one conspiracy I came across while researching, not Ethan, is that all the genetic services are run by the Mormon Church. Is it real?
Yeah, it's actually we have a long explanation behind it. But
is that why they wear the underwear? To collect DNA? That's a bad joke. I love Mormons. Ethan will tell you. I'm fascinated with Mormons. But yeah, it's run by the Mormon Church with U.S. government backing. I would have expected Scientologists before a Mormon conspiracy. Yeah, definitely. If I found out that it was run by the Scientologist in that passage, I would definitely be against it because I don't want to support them at all.
Yeah, but you wouldn't really think twice. If you found out that Scientology was the one who was funding all this stuff, you'd be like, oh, well, I mean, that's expected, maybe. But Mormon Church are like, what the fuck? So, but supposedly, like I found this from Reddit user Brook53. He went into detail, like saying, like I found this conspiracy, and then he commented saying that the Mormon DNA database history is like Ancestry.com is all run by Mormons. They're using it to find a group of 144,000 people that are genetically pure or something along the lines. They're preparing for what they believe is the end of times. 23andMe is an entirely different beast. I did some research on it a while back and would have to go digging again to find everything. But basically, it's its own little company, but has a weird chain of ownership. And at one point, had significant investment from money poured into it by Google/Alphabet. I have no doubt that 23andMe is selling info to governments. Ancestry.com is too, but it's a little less likely that they're using it for their own gain. Genome sequencing is a dangerous technology. It's incredibly powerful to tell us about the human condition. However, it can be easily misused. So the next 50 years, who knows what we'll see where this is going, and it's something to be suspicious about. We're going to see a new generation of genetically modified super babies that will come with a lot of ethical issues. And there's actually been, like in China, a few like genetic modifications that have been done, supposedly. I mean, some of this is questionable. 100 years from now, I expect that a new human rights movement in terms of clones and engineered humans versus vanilla humans will emerge. And I imagine that we'll have like another like revolution between like modified humans and basic humans, along with like AI and cyborgs and all this. This is really out there. Like if you read the Deuce, like the Deuce, I can't even see the book now. The second human, like Sapiens book. All right.
Homo Deus.
Yeah. Homo Deus. There we go. All right. So likely there will be some sort of huge like ethical like guidelines along the lines of everything. Some twisted, sick human stuff going on. So what do you guys think is going to happen with the sequencing of your genome, the DNA history, and all of this? And like someone said earlier, like this was actually invested in by Sergey Brin's wife, was one of the founders of 23andMe. So you guys got to connect the dots and wake up, sheeple.
Yeah, when I was listening to you read that, I just kept, instead of hearing like the Mormons, I kept hearing Adolf Hitler.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, like, what if he had that technology, or what if a situation like that came again, where they're looking to eliminate a certain genome, like anyone that shares a certain undesirable characteristic in their DNA? Like, what if they just decide to eliminate them, and then everyone has your DNA? You know, you can't hide it. So I don't know. It's scary. Again, I'm just thinking about how far we've come in the last few years and how far we're going to be in 50 years, and who knows what it could be used for. Things that we thought, were impossible 10 years ago are possible today. So, they could definitely be used for evil. I don't know.
So some companies keep your DNA, supposedly. Here's one conspiracy. So that human cloning, when that becomes a thing, they can hold your DNA ransom and make you pay for it. That's what Blake was saying. Like, you'd have to buy back your DNA. So they won't make clones of you. Or so they won't. I've also heard the theory that they won't make you like pay a fortune for, like, if you need a liver transplant, kidney, or something like that, they'll charge you a fortune to like grow it in an oven or whatever, incubator, and then put it in you because they own your DNA. So you have to pay them like a buttload of money, or your insurance company has to pay them a buttload of money just to make your own organ for you, have your own DNA.
But what if like Donald Trump commits a murder and they sell him someone random's DNA and they're like, all right, just sprinkle this over the crime scene, dead match. That person goes to jail for life.
So that's what I was thinking with the dark web stuff, where you could buy it off the dark web. Like, sprinkle that stuff in, man.
You never
Some
know.
semen here, some blood there, and let's go.
Yeah. Ice Wolfman said, left a like while I could. We appreciate your help, man. Every like helps. Thanks so much. But yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, I'm very curious, and I guess that's what they prey on, is curiosity. But at the same time, it's like, is it worth it for a video? Is it worth it to, be at the hands of the government? Did you say you're going to do it too, or you just want me and her to do it?
Hey, I just use my phone for the cursed phone numbers.
Ethan, they're not the same. I'll call the numbers right now.
That's a real thing. You wouldn't do it, man. You weren't about it. So I'll
call all the numbers right now, and you have to do the ancestry with me. Yeah, because you know that it's dangerous. You're trying to set me up.
No, we could have definitely done a whole thing about why you shouldn't call random strangers on the phone thing, like live stream, and why it's dangerous. So
that's definitely not the.
I called 10 strangers who were dangerously.
And none of them answered. There's like 2 that worked.
Actually, there was like only 3 that didn't work, but no one did answer and no one did call me back. But you never knew. There were some crazy things on there.
My willingness level just dropped significantly.
I mean, someone has to have a clean DNA profile to keep the Strangest going when our overlords take over.
I don't know. We'll talk.
You're the one with a twin, man. You guys have to do it.
You had me. You almost had me. You almost had me in the bag, and then I realized that there's a reason you wouldn't do it.
What? I literally did the phone call thing. It's fine.
Okay.
Rebecca did it with me. They could have tracked our location. We could have been murdered on the spot.
But did you die?
Not yet. Supposedly, we're still waiting on our remodel. It hasn't come yet.
Suspicious. Anyway.
Hey, you're going to feel real bad when I wake up dead one day.
I mean, I figure I'll be next. Let's see. So, I don't even know the last. Oh, yeah, I know what you read. So, some say these company, you may have said, did we already talk about this? I don't know where we are, Ethan. What's the first word of the thing I'm supposed to say?
Your next part is the biggest conspiracy.
The biggest conspiracy is that the commercial DNA ancestry companies are not required by law to provide scientifically accurate data. So we talked about that a little bit. You pay a company. You pay a company to own your most private information, and in return, they give you a thrilling fan fiction to share with your idiot friends. Staff have admitted to fluffing up the data to play into the customer's preconceived ideas about their lineage. They're also hiring celebrities and politicians to convince you it's hip. Pocahontas debacle last fall. Do you remember how many other celebs chimed in on the drama? Each subtly telling you they'll use the services too. By making it seem normal, you're being programmed to not even consider that's a sham or worse, part of a bigger plan to monitor the worker bees. Yeah, I'm pretty much sold on not doing it.
Okay, you got to do it, man. It'll make a really good video, and it takes a long time.
We always say that, and it never does.
What?
Our videos are always garbage.
We have a video.
No one's watching us right now.
We might have hit our 20,000 views on the video. Hold on, let me see. That was a thing that was about to happen.
Oh, was it New Orleans?
Yeah, New Orleans. You act like there's a different video that might have hit 20,000.
No, because Edinburgh is at 15,000.
Yeah, but that's 15. That's not 20,000. That's 25% off.
Also, Majora's Mask has been getting comments, which is interesting because it's like it doesn't have a whole lot of views. I guess maybe because that new Zelda game came out. Go watch the Zelda Majora's Mask video. It's a funny one. I haven't made one of those in a while. But let's see.
It did hit 20,000. I told you. Holy fuck.
Awesome. So yeah, go check out the New Orleans video. It hit 20,000 views. That's our biggest video ever.
That means it's gotten 300 views just in the past couple of hours. 'Cause I checked it the other like when I was writing this. So it's 20,286. It was at 19,550 when I looked at it a few hours ago.
That's awesome. That was a fun video too. So go check that out. We covered like Six Flags New Orleans, which is pretty cool. Some other places.
I did 2 hospitals. There's some hospital conspiracies in there. Let me see. The Charity Hospital is the second oldest free hospital in the United States that was abandoned after Katrina. And there's a really big conspiracy because they actually cleared it out and tried to fix it up to get it going right after the flood. Like the Army Corps of Engineers worked on it, but the governor ordered the hospital closed and locked it up and wouldn't let anyone in it. And it's sat empty for the past 13 years. And Homeland Security and like FEMA and everything invested $1.2 billion of taxpayer money to open a new hospital to replace this free hospital that had been working since like the 1700s. So it's a giant conspiracy.
But yeah, go check that video out. That's crazy though. 20,000, man.
Yeah.
Good shit.
We literally like 85% of our AdSense comes from that video each month.
It's always relevant. Go to New Orleans. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
It's the most interesting place I've ever been. I guess it's the most interesting video we've ever made.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Ethan, what's some better gifts than ancestry kits that you could give someone? Because this sounds like the worst thing you could give someone. Hey, happy birthday. Want to get framed for murder?
Have you heard of a boosted board? I think a boosted board would be fun.
I think we forgot about that dream, or I forgot about that dream. Early on in The Strangest, I really wanted one, and Rebecca said no. And I acted like for some reason she had authority over how I use my money. But it would make, like, we just thought it'd make our, like, filming so much easier on campuses. And one time we were, I think it was Indiana. Was it not Indiana? Sorry. I think it was
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah. Ohio University. We were talking to Rebecca about how we wanted one and how it'd speed up the process. And then we walk by like one of the dorm rooms and this guy just gets on his boost board and flies by us. And by the time I had yelled at Rebecca, he was just gone off in the sunset. Some say he's still boosting today.
Yeah. So, one day boosted boards. You already have a drone. We got to live that YouTuber life, man. So.
Yeah, it was a fun time the one time I tried one, so I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I haven't even tried one. I just want to live that life.
One day, yeah. If this New Orleans video keeps going, put in abandoned places in New Orleans. Help us get a boosted board.
I know. I'm not touching that video. I'm just gonna let it run its course, man. I'll share it a couple more times, like as milestones happen, but I'm not gonna mess with it. Just let the algorithm carry us. That'll help.
I feel you. See you later, Ice Wolf, man. Thanks for hanging out. We won't be too far behind you. I think that we're actually pretty much done with the outlines. So
there we are. It's all gone.
All gone. So anyone that's watching, you have any questions you want us to answer? Anything about what we talked about? You got any stories about your own, ancestry tests? Let us know.
Yeah, it's been 1 year, you guys, of us just doing these live streams. It's been a lot of fun. Literally, it's something to look forward to. We have some cool stuff planned in the future. We have some stuff planned with Mr. Ramsey. We have a video that we need to film this weekend. And your reaction is to an actual ghost video that my uncle gave us to film stuff, and we haven't done it. And holy shit, that chapter has almost 40,000 goddamn subs. When I first started talking to him about being on this, he had 25,000. What are we doing with our lives, Blake? He started the same month we did.
Oh,
fuck.
well.
God damn.
He's probably a lot more regular than we are. He probably posts on time.
My fully erect just went flaccid. And then hard again when I saw his face.
That's okay. We'll make it work.
God damn.
But Carrie said, have you ever seen that? Have you seen the video of that guy that made a drone out of his cat? I haven't, but oh God. Did he just taxidermy a cat and make it into a drone? Carrie also said, it's been a year. Holy smokes, I think you've been here the whole time. Yeah, a year since we've done live streams. And we're coming up on, when did we start the channel in general? Was it August, September?
September 6th.
No, so we've been doing it for a year and a half, getting there.
He also did disturbing Reddit phone calls. Damn, this guy's getting, and he's got 19,000 views. God damn, I'm just gonna kill myself on stream.
That'll get views. But yeah. So next week we're not going to be doing this type of live stream because for those who weren't here earlier, we're going to be doing a live investigation. Well, not live unless we have service. We're going to be doing an investigation of a haunted mansion with some other YouTubers, Michael Scott and Joy Adventures. So check them out if you haven't already. They're great channels. And Michael Scott was actually our very first collaboration, so it'd be cool to go full circle. But yeah, we're going to be doing that. If we can, I'd like to live stream part of it, but it all depends on if we have service. If not, we'll definitely have a video coming out. And we probably put a rush on it because I'm sure that Michael Scott's going to want to put his up pretty quick.
Yeah. I've been meaning to actually have a research like outline for that video, but I haven't had a chance. I've been working on stuff, trying to get things done. We have the video we'll film with Jaren, that cave one eventually. We have let's see what else, the mansion one, and St. Augustine. I haven't ever completely finished, but one day we'll see. So we're trying, guys. The struggle is real.
Carrie said, imagine if Navi started tearing apart Blake's living room and he didn't know because he was streaming. It wouldn't surprise me. But at this point, hold up. Talk for a second. I got to find that picture.
All right. I'm going to talk for a second. So, guys, if you guys haven't seen it, we called the cursed phone calls. That was a fun time. Me and Rebecca. Been working on some other things. We actually did a reaction of the Abducted in Plain Sight documentary, but I've struggled to edit that. I don't know if I'm going to ever finish it because I edited it, got all the way through it, and Premiere crashed. And for some reason, I didn't save it, and it didn't auto-save. So it's been a struggle to actually try to get that out. But I tried that like 3 weeks ago when that was becoming a thing, and now the popularity of that's died. Yeah, we watched it, and we filmed the video for it. And
it's rough.
Yeah.
Okay, hold up. I almost got to be. Yeah, I was watching that. I think it's still relevant enough because people are still discovering it. It's like the most messed up story you can imagine. Let's see here. Okay, I'm going to try to share it on here. Burp, 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 burp. So this is what I came to when I found the monstrosity that is Navi's shit. So she's happy about it. It's like caught in the act. She's putting toys in my lap right now. Yeah, just the eyes of pure content. Okay. So, but yeah. So next week won't be here, but we'll try to do something. And the next week we'll be doing a live stream with the guy Ethan was talking about. And yeah, it'll be a good time. But did you have anything you just want to talk about, Ethan?
No, that's it. I mean, you guys, you're awesome. Thanks for always watching us and hanging out. It helps motivate us to get stuff done because when things are busy with work and life in general, it's good to know that you guys still care and want to see stuff and keep us like motivated to do things. Because sometimes life just it's like a dog. You got like a newspaper and just beats you in the nose. Pop. Like, oh, you think things are being successful? Pop. No, it's not. You want to release a video, no views.
Exactly. And also, Carrie just shared in the chat, if you guys want to hang out and talk to us when we're not streaming, be sure to join our Discord, which if you don't know what Discord is, it's like a chat room for it's for anything, but we have our own room. You can talk to us, share dank memes. I'll post pictures of Navi. It's a good time. So come hang out with us.
There since February 10th.
I haven't?
No.
I'm sorry.
I actually looked that up because I'm like the only one who's posted it. While I'm like, when's the last time Blake actually posted in this?
Yeah, I'll post more. But yeah. Anyway, come hang out with us there. I'm sorry I'm jerking. Like Navi's pulling me with a rope toy. But
I'm like, this is an echo chamber between me, Glorina, and Sightless Sandra. It's like no one else is paying attention to us right now. I feel ignored.
It's okay. We'll get there. But yeah, so everyone, thanks again for hanging out with us. We appreciate you spending your Friday night with us, and join our Discord. And until next time, stay strange.
Stay strange.